Cyber Trade University. Thank you for another podcast here at the Cyber Traders. I have my really, really good friend for a very long time, Andrew Keene, and from Alpha Shark. Andrew, what's going on? Look at you.
What's up? How are you? We're pretty close. I'm in the Hamptons right now.
Get out of here. You're here?
I'm in the Hamptons for 3.5 months, yeah.
When did you get here?
May 22nd.
Oh, thanks for the invite. And you've been here this whole time?
Yeah.
Even though I was just there last week.
I'm in Montauk. Where did you go?
Just East Hampton. I have a couple of friends of mine in restaurants over there and stuff like that. So my brother was out there, but that's good. That's nice that you're here. I was wondering, your scenery looks a little bit different, but I see you're not your typical background. So I guess you're here now. That's good though. But anyway, just tell you guys a little bit of Andrew that for somebody who don't know who he is. I know Andrew for about 15 years now, I would say.
I would say about a dozen, yeah.
Yeah, about a dozen. So what ended up happening is I met Andrew. We were on a panel, and I can still remember the day, like today. And I'm like, who the hell is this kid I'm up on a panel with? And then we had this analyst next to us, and this guy was just trying to just shoot us down, and you were shooting him down. I'm like, man, I got to talk to this kid. He knows exactly what he's talking about. And I mean, you're not a kid anymore, and we're all adults now. But I'm like, you know what? You just got to get into it. Just talked a lot about it. You worked on the floor as a working on the options floor. So I'm like, wow, you really know how to, because I always adapt to traders. I mean, because we all have something in common. And it was just, and ever since then, we've been doing so many events together. It's just great to have you on. So, so tell me, what got you into the education business?
Yeah, so a little synopsis of my history. So I was a market maker at the CBOE. So I'm a derivative, expert through and through, backwards, forward, left and right. I know derivatives. So I was on, I was on the floor for 10 years. And then when trading went electronic, basically, I was like, what am I supposed to do with my career? And it kind of pushed us out as a market maker. And then this was when blogs got really popular in like 2011. So I went through all the blogs. John Carter out of Austin had a live trading room. So I paid for it. And I go, I think I can do better than this guy. So I launched a live trading room 13 years ago. And throughout the time, I wanted to own my own company. I wanted to teach people my style of trading. You have your style of trading. Everybody has their own style of trading. I like the way that I trade, and I've been teaching people for 13 years now. I've been signed with Agora Financial for a while, so millions of people have watched my videos over time, and I've taught probably hundreds of thousands of students how to trade.
And so what's been your style? I mean, like for example, I know you got into the education business and everything else, but people always ask me this dumb question: if you're such a good trader, why do you teach? What do you tell them?
There's two reasons. Number one, I've gone through the stress of trading on a massive, large account in 2008 when my personal P&L, my personal net worth is swinging $100,000 a week. And I just turned 45. I don't want that stress in my life, first of all. Second of all, I truly believe that my way of trading is the best for a retail trader, because you can get the most trades for $100. And if I don't teach that to a retail audience, no one knows how to do it, so it'll cease to exist.
And how do you feel? I mean, with your style and everything that's going on, I mean, Jesus, you probably woke up this morning like I did, and like, what the hell just freaking happened to the market?
Yeah, I mean, I have my trading account, which to be honest is really small. It's like a $50,000 account, and then I have my personal investments. So on a day like today, my personal investments, I'll lose money, but my trading account is really flat, to be honest. Like, my P&L today, my P&L fluctuates like between like $200 to $1,200 a day. I'm not like, don't trade as big as I used to, but like today I'm actually like pretty flat. But like they always say that they wanted, lower interest rates is good for us. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, we're gonna go through a recession. We need to have an emergency cut over the weekend. And like we opened the S&P opened at 48.18 at the beginning of the year. So like we're still up on the year. And I think Powell actually looks at the stock market, and we went from 48.18 to 5,700. He has a lot of room where he can kind of do whatever he wants. And like this 3-day correction, is it bad? I mean, the VIX got up to 65 today. Yeah, it's bad, but I truly believe in the long term that the market's always going to go up.
I feel the same way. I was doing I actually did I sent out a quick little blurb on my Instagram and TikTok and everything, telling everyone that we actually enjoy this. I mean, this is actually benefits us. Like you, I'm flat. I mean, because us day traders specifically, we're always sitting in cash. I mean, that's what you're doing. And obviously, I'm hurting on my long-term trades. And then, believe it or not, I have one of my accounts at Schwab. I still can't access the damn account.
Yeah, that's what I told a lot of my subscribers said they couldn't get into Fidelity, Interactive Brokers, or Schwab.
Yeah, it totally locked me out. I haven't checked again. Let me see if I can still get in right now.
Well, it's same thing on desktop you can get in, but mobile's really screwed up.
Yeah, I'm like in mobile right now. Let me see if I can get in. Just log in. No, still look, still boom, still getting the message. Still can't get in. That's well, whatever. Hopefully, we're getting a little bit of a bounce there. But anyway, getting back to regarding about the benefits of trading and what you're doing. So, yeah, how long you been doing this for now?
So I graduated college in 2001. I started on the floor then. So I've been in the space for 23 years, and I've been in the education space for 13 years.
So what is your like? Everybody wants to trade. Like I know your expertise is options. Like what makes everybody make your style different than anyone else? Because I hear all these people and the listeners out there are listening to it and like, what makes your option better than this one? What option better than that one? I mean, like, why is it such a big failure rate, and what are they doing wrong?
So the way that I trade is I trade basically institutional order flow in the option market. So we have about 13 proprietary based scanners that shows us order flow in the option market. So the biggest and best traders in the world come up with a trade, and they will place and allocate trades based on, whatever their analysts say. And, if some guy's making a $100,000 bet, then, they probably know something. And it's just calls or puts. And, if I knew a stock was going to go from 20 to 40, I could buy stock and make 100%, but I could buy a derivative or an option or call, and that could go up 500, 600, and 700%. And I don't like to say that people are trading on inside information. I kind of let people come up with their own analysis if they think that's happening. But we've seen so many examples throughout the year of people buying calls into, guidance coming up better, mergers and acquisitions, takeovers. So that's kind of how I trade. And, when you buy a call option, the most you can ever lose is what you pay for the call. And then, most of my trades you can get in for like less than $100. So, we run 7 portfolios here at Alpha Shark, and I'm proud to say that every one of our 7 portfolios is up this year. When I was at Agora, I was told that I had the best track record of all of Agora. I don't know if that was true. But, that's all I do is I just follow this order flow. We have a back tester that shows me how many trades have hit in that scanner and that signal over the last 2 years. And then I just plug it in, and it's pretty emotionless. So like today, like I said, I came in flat. I don't really even day trade, but I more swing trade. But I mean, I have a couple short positions on, but I came in pretty flat today.
And your style is a little bit like mine. I think that's why we adapt a little bit. Like you said, you follow order flow. That's what I kind of focus on too. And everyone kind of is always like looking at the news and looking at everything else, and they take things personal. And I tell them that we're just traders. I mean, just follow the order flow. Don't overthink things, because then you're going to panic and you end up getting caught, holding the bag, and that's where that makes that mistake. Now, regarding about what happened today, what's going on these last couple of days, Andrew. You've been trading for a long time, as long as I have, and you've been through some of the most ugliest days of the market. And I think everyone here has probably already only witnessed one, which is COVID. But, listen, we've been through the internet bubble. We've been through the financial crisis. We've been through Hurricane Sandy. But you've been teaching hundreds of thousands of people. Like, how do you tell someone to deal with a day like this? I mean, what should be their game plan, from your experience and how you train your students?
So today, when I woke up and I did Pilates before the market opened today, and I think this might be the most as a numerical value I've ever seen the S&P down. Not as a percentage, just as a numerical value. The S&P, I saw it down 242 points. I don't think I've ever pre-market seen the market down that much. So like I said, I know on my investment side, I'm going to lose money on a day like today. But like I said, we've gone through the financial crisis was down 58% from high to low. COVID was 38% from high to low. But after every one of those times, what happened? The market, it always goes up. I would truly believe that the market is the biggest Ponzi scheme in the world, because there's no such thing as a short hedge fund. You can have a short biased hedge fund. And now with the GameStop thing, a lot of, hedge funds, Andrew Left's in trouble now, is they're not shorting stocks anymore. So if everybody's buying everything, right, and the population is always growing and technology is always expanding, the market's always going to go up. And we're down money today. Like the futures are down, 3%, call it 2.5%. The last 3 days we've gone down 300 points, but you got to look at the big picture. And overall, we're still up year to date. And as we cut rates, people are going to be like, I've been on TV for forever. I know what they want people to say, and they like to stir trouble, and they like to focus what's on the news, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all they ever said was, if we cut rates, market's going to go up, right? Now we're going to cut rates even quicker and faster, and now they go, oh, there's a recession. Like, I don't know. I'm a consumer. I see people spending money. Do we have inflation? Yeah, I mean, you go to one of the nicest resorts here, it's $20 for a high noon. One high noon is $20, literally, with tip and tabs.
$20.
$15 for a high noon. It's at Gurney's. It's $19. But people,
and they're paying for it.
They're still paying for it.
They're paying for it.
Like, I don't think we're going to go through a recession. And I think, it looks at, time and target. The people always say to me, like, should I buy Apple today? Should I buy this? Should I buy NVIDIA today? It depends on your time frame. Like, most of my trades are 2 to 10 days. So I'm actually like short-term bearish in 2 to 10 days, but I'm very long-term bullish. And I always will be long-term bullish due to the fact that the U.S. economy is the strongest in the world. We have the best, in my opinion, like, the government will never let us fail. And, we're down from the highs. We're down 5,700 to here. That's about 10%. Most corrections we have are 8 to 12.5%. So we're just in line with a correction. And like I said, it depends on your time and target. Like, I haven't really done much today. I sold some puts on the open in the SOXL that I covered. That's really all I've done.
Yeah, I went long. There was a huge pop right at the gate. Like I did a couple of videos regarding everyone's like anti-CrowdStrike. So it had a huge support level around 200. So it kind of bounced pretty nice, almost like 20 points. I mean, I got at it before I basically started this event because I like to hold things. I can only do one thing at a time. So but that had a nice little pop. There are a lot of things that have some nice pops. I still see a lot of bleeding going on regarding.
Oh, I mean, I was telling my trading room today, it's like, let's say down 130 to down 230 in the futures. Like, that's all. Everything intraday is all fluff. It only depends where we close at. So, like, I mean, Buffett came out and he said he sold half his Apple position. I mean, if I look at like the lows across like technology itself, NVIDIA's up 10% from the lows. Tesla is up 10% from the lows.
It was at 90, hit 90 this morning and went to bounce like almost like
182. Tesla got to. Now it's 200. So like, there is buying pressure in the market right now from the lows. So, but the last 30 minutes of the day, I call it the wild, wild west. I expect the futures to move. They can move 40 to 50 points for no rhyme or reason. So, like I said, it depends on your horizon. Like, I know I have my investments, which days like this, I actually like. I mean, I wish Amazon would go back to 150 so I could buy some. But like my trading, I haven't seen a lot of activity today. Like I said, we run 13 proprietary based scanners. Haven't seen that much activity today.
Yeah, I had Amazon all the way at 160. I rode up to 200, and then Bezos sold a whole crap load of it, and then I rode to like 190, and thank God I got out of it. Then went to 180, and then I was like, I was going to buy it back, and I stopped. I didn't. I said, you know what? And the good thing, I was like you. I wish I could buy it at 150. Now, and now you're a little bit like us too. We also talk a lot about Bitcoin too here. We do a lot of trading on Bitcoin. I know you do some of that stuff too yourself. I mean, we had a huge correction that happened in Bitcoin. Now, how would you trade that? How do you look at that?
So I've been in. There's videos of me when Bitcoin was 7,000. I was in San Diego talking to a bunch of like entrepreneurs, and I said, reward to risk. 70% Bitcoin goes to zero, but there's a 30% chance it goes to 70,000. And I literally hit like 70,000. Maybe the video said 60,000, but I was such a huge bull of crypto for so long. And as a asset allocation, I own some for my personal investments, but I've sold like 90% of it. Mm-hmm. I don't believe in crypto anymore. I don't believe in Bitcoin. I don't believe in Ethereum. I think I was so
Oh
big
my
on it
God,
for a
there's so
while.
many people still like totally anti. Yeah, still big on it.
What
I'm
is
a little bit of it. I mean, Trump has came out and said he
what
is.
does Ethereum do?
Oh, Ethereum?
Yeah, what does Ethereum do?
I have
It's
no
the
idea.
second highest market cap of any crypto. You don't know what it does.
I mean, I know Bitcoin does. I mean, how they work on that, but Ethereum is just another. Is it another crypto?
You build like platforms for cryptos on Ethereum. But I just don't think like I see the world of AI, right? I see the evolution of, I mean, I'll be honest. We write articles for all our trades, all the content underneath it. I put it all through ChatGPT. I don't write anything myself.
Yeah.
I go to ChatGPT. I go put a 150-word article with bullets and make it strong. Why the stock's going to go up and why buy these call options. I'll put it through. 10 seconds later, I now have an article. I see the evolution of AI and what it could replace. Robotics being in like McDonald's where they're replacing a lot of workers, which also I think could spike to like huge unemployment. But I just don't feel like crypto has evolved a lot over the last couple of years. Like I saw the potential, like Elon's going to come up with robo taxis probably like 2025 or 2026. In theory, those robo taxis need a digital wallet, and he'll just pick whatever crypto he wants, and he'll probably make money off it too. I just don't think crypto's really evolved in the last 2 to 3 years like it should have. And like I said, I will always be long Bitcoin. I'll take Bitcoin down to zero. I'll take Ethereum down to zero, but I've sold like 90% of it. I had good sales. I mean, I sold Bitcoin at like 69,000. I sold Ether at like 3,900, but I always believe in it, but not as much as I believe in AI.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Like, what was the other one that was pretty big besides Bitcoin?
Litecoin?
What? No,
Litecoin?
not the coins. The digital cryptos. What do they call that? I'm drawing a blank right now. Everybody's buying like all
All coins?
not it's not a coin. It was the NFTs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
remember
the NFT market went down like 98% from the high.
Yeah, everyone was all over NFTs, and I was a fan. I saw that there was a way of using that towards blockchain stuff like that, but then I just like, you know what? That just totally just disappeared and fell off the face of the earth. Listen, let somebody come. Listen, Trump does get elected. He's a big fan of Bitcoin. It might cause something to kind of bring it in there, but until then, we'll see how that goes from there. So regarding about the trading, regardless of even going out the market. I mean, I know you train a lot of people. What do you find is like the biggest issue people have why they're not succeeding in trading? I mean, like when you train someone, I know a lot has to do with psychology when it comes to it. A lot of people get emotional, stuff like that. But what could you advise everyone that's listening and what they should not be doing that's going to help them become a better trader tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, like I trade options, right? So like, let's say I send out an alert to buy an option for 80 cents. I think the first thing is, do I have a stop loss? Yes or no? Like if I'm not using a stop loss and I'm willing to risk that option down to zero, that's fine. But you have to decide that before, right? Do I want to add to the position? Okay. I've been trading for 23 years. A lot of times I'll add to a losing position. I mean, as a beginner trader, I don't think you should, but do I add to a losing position? And then basically what are my targets? So we usually do 50% profit targets, and then I'll hold an option to zero. So I actually need more winners and losers. Mm-hmm. But, and I think the emotional derail of it, like we run one portfolio that has 20 of the last 23 winners. Like that's just how it is. And we have another portfolio that probably has 5 straight losing trades. And then like, we'll have people like call up and like, hey, I've lost money on the last 5 trades, cancel me. I'll be like, we've been running these portfolios for like 10 years. Like it's not, obviously there's going to be times where you get 5 straight losing trades, and that's how it is. But like every track record we have of every portfolio is up this year. So like, it's possible that you scaled up at the wrong time. But over time, like I always compare like trading to playing poker, and like poker players, you can have pocket aces against 10 jack suited and you're a favorite. You should win all the time, but you're going to lose sometimes. Right. And probability math does happen. So, but in the long run, I'm going to take aces over 10 jack suited every single time. So, right. there's times where you can go through a stretch where you lose money in a week. I mean, I've lost money in a month before. I've lost money in a year before. In 2009, after the 2008 debacle where I made millions of dollars, I was just always short. So, and I lost money. But over time, there's a reason that I continue to trade the way that I trade and continue to teach people the way that I teach, because I want to do a service to the industry. I've been doing this since I was a kid. Like, people took a chance on me when I was a kid, and I want to pay it forward almost.
Well, talking about and bringing that up, you bring up a really good point, because like one of the reasons why I started doing, and just like you want to educate people, you see too many people losing money, and I want to do more of a podcast where, and by the way, everybody, we're gonna, Andrew's going to share a little bit more of his style in the next few moments on how, and educate everyone how to trade today's volatile markets. But like, the issue I deal with a lot, and what got me into the education, Andrew, is that there's just too many fake actors out there that think they could teach people. You've been there, and I've been there. We've seen these people come and go and everything else. What could you advise everybody, like, not to get caught? Because they look at us as like, oh, the person's going to sell to another class and so on, and get all that headache. And I don't want to like bash anybody in just in general, but like, how does someone protect themselves to know that they're dealing with a legitimate? Because they all got to be trained. We all know that. You just can't go out there and do it. What could they do for themselves to make sure they're dealing someone that's legit? Because listen, maybe your style's a bit different than mine, whatever it is. They might not want to take a class with us. Maybe they want to learn, but they want to learn from someone else. Maybe they're more of a futures person. Maybe they are a crypto person, like they just like it. They did well with it. What should they look for?
I mean, I could go on forever, but this is I mean, you're one of the original, what's it called? Saxo bandits?
Those bandits.
Like, yeah. Me and Fausto, I say for a long time, like, guys, I'm not going anywhere. Like, I've been in this space for 23 years. I started when I was 21 years old. Like, I was a child when I learned how to trade. Unfortunately, there are a lot of like bad actors, and social media is probably the worst. I see these people on Instagram, on YouTube, talking about how much money they make, and I mean, first of all, if anybody says they trade Forex and makes money, it's mathematically almost impossible. So I wouldn't trust them at all. And, like, people in this space will continue to stay in this space for a long time. Like, you've been in the space for how long?
Yes, you started me 21. I started when I was 22. So I'm 52. It's been over 30 years.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, we've been in the space. Like, Fausto has this style of trading that I've seen that people love. I have my style of trading, but, don't be faked out by like, I mean, I get on everybody's email copy. So everybody's a genius in hindsight. Like, the reason I run a live trading room, we record every session, is I can't make up the recorded sessions. Like, we don't edit anything. It's all raw. And I've been doing this for a long time. I mean, I'll just give you a couple examples. I won't say any names, but it's very big in this industry. It's called the split account game, where someone will have two accounts, and they'll have one account where they get long Tesla in earnings, and then an account where they get short Tesla in earnings. And then they'll shoot a video of, how they made money in one of them, or NVIDIA or Apple or Amazon. So like,
really? Oh my gosh, for the guy, I never heard that before. That's pretty clever on their part, but I was just like,
well, that's Vegas Dave in Vegas. He's like a big sports gambler. So what he used to do, he would have 100 leads, right? And then he would send an email out for take the Eagles, take Dallas. And one of them would win and one of them would lose. And then he would just send it out. And then he would have an email track record of 10 straight winners.
Wow, that's pretty sleazy.
Well, he's in jail right now, but
yeah. Well, just a matter of time. Yeah, it's just a matter of time. They're all going to get caught. And
I would say the big thing is, like, obviously we're like older, and like we've been in the space for a long time. Like, you're going to see a lot of Instagram, a lot of TikTok, a lot of these kids that like say they make all this money. I mean, I've emailed people before, like when I was drinking a little bit. I'm like, hey, show me your accounts. If you can show me every account you have your name under and your P&L, I'll buy your service. And they can't do it, right? Like, one reason Agora always liked me, because I made $5 million trading in 2 years. That's a fact. Like, Tim Sykes made $5 million trading in 2 years, whatever his number was. Like, he has statements to prove it, and he's also very charismatic and personable. So like, he can show you how much money he's made. I can show you my Goldman Sachs statements of me making $5 million in 2 years. So like, these younger generations on social media, and then also like email copy. Like, email copy is always going to be easy in hindsight. Like, we knew the market was going to go down on Monday. It was down on Friday. That's so easy, right? So I'd say, yeah. I mean, we've also, we've been in the space for so long. Like, I'm not going anywhere. I don't know if you plan on retiring or stop doing it. Like, I'm here for the long haul. Like I tell my traders, I've been running my trading for 13 years. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, me too. I've been running my chair. I saw the first one. I love it. And you know what? A lot of people look forward to it, coming in there, seeing in there. They make a lot of good friends and so on. I mean, we're running all day long. So they love all the other instructors are in there. But it's very, very personal. And you have to be in there. But like I always tell everybody, I'm not I don't like to be like when I was younger. Yeah, I probably was flashy and this and that, but we've seen how people get themselves in trouble. But I always tell everyone, if you see someone driving around the fancy car and put cash on their dashboard, stuff like that, yeah, they're just hitting the agree button. And those are the ones that you want. That's not how you're going to learn. How you learn from losing. Losing helps you get you better. You know what I mean? Making those mistakes. And that's mainly that what I learned over the years, getting to become a very good instructor. It's not, listen, don't worry about the winners. Winners take care of themselves. The losers ever has to learn how to take care of it. Everybody always, what they do is they sell their winners too soon and they hold their losers too long. And that's what you have to kind of figure. But what is what is Alpha Shark working on now then? What are you guys working on in the future? What's happening with everything going on? And we're going to an election. I know you got some new things. Is there anything new you guys working on?
We have, in my opinion, for the option space, we have like what I think is like the coolest tools I've ever seen. So I can share my screen, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Show us a little bit like, what's new, what's going on with Alpha Shark and, basically let's see if anyone could kind of have any questions, stuff like that. I can see a couple of people chatting saying that, the Thinkorswim is backing up. Fidelity's okay. When we're talking about brokers.
So basically, like my trading style is pretty straightforward and pretty easy to understand. So basically, these are 4 of our scanners. So I own 2 websites. I own alphashark.com and then optionhacker.com. We've kind of moved everything over to Option Hacker. And I have a licensing deal with the CBOE, which is, I think the second biggest options exchange, where they help me build out proprietary-based scanners in the derivative space. We pay them to help us build them out, and then every scanner that I come up with personally on my 23 years of trading, I have exclusivity to. So, for example, like this is Option Hacker, and basically it's pretty simple how it breaks down. It says, this is the Option Hacker itself is 2.0 times usual volume. So this is quote unquote unusual option activity. Some traders somewhere in the world, we don't know their stock or option position, bought 2000 CCJ. That's a uranium stock, 823, 2024, 40 calls for 116. So as a nominal bet, this is like a $230,000 bet. And back in the day, we used to have to surmise or guess if this is speculative or a hedge. So options are used for 2 reasons: speculation to the upside or downside, or a hedge. And what we built out, which we don't even sell, to be honest, because I don't even want to give it to people, but I do use it in my trading. I can now go to a back tester. So I hired the head of artificial intelligence for UBS Warburg to create this for me. And then all I do is I come in here, I put the scanner, Option Hacker, I put in CCJ. And then once I hit run back test, it will tell me how many trades in CCJ hit Option Hacker over the last 2 years. It'll give a proprietary based ranking. And then it'll tell me if I use these profit targets and these stop losses, what it would be. And then when I click it, it comes up. And hopefully it's loading right now. And then, so it says CCJ on Option Hacker has 19 trades over the last 2 years, and it gives it a 1 out of 10. So just because it hit the scanner doesn't mean it's speculation. It could be a hedge against a other position. So if I wanted to, I could almost take the other side of the trade. And this is actually a really funny example too. So CCJ was trading 37.34. Normally, I wouldn't have known what to do. We literally just came out with this back tester, and I use it in all my trading and all the signals we send to subscribers. We don't sell it currently right now. And, my back tester tells me don't take this trade because it's only a 1 out of 10. 10 out of 10 is the best, obviously. If I wanted to, I could take the other side of the trade and sell call spreads in it, which I probably would have done if I wasn't on the podcast. I can still put call spreads in there. And the stock has now sold off. It's trading 36.60. So it sold off like almost $1 so far. So that's kind of what we're working on here. Combining the back testers with our existing scanners that we have. And then, all of our alert services, like I said, are up year to date. And that's because, the back tester really helps me out with my trading. We do run a live trading room as well. So usually in the morning when I'm on, it's usually like 120 people. This is our trading room. We go through, it's called Omnovia. So I think, do you use Omnovia?
No, not anymore. We use a trading room. It's another one.
I'll be switching in December.
You have to switch. That thing is, I don't know. That thing is like, we got to get you technology.
I've been using it for 13 years, so it's just easy for me. So yeah, when I run the room, we usually have like 120 people in here. And then, now that, we have 3 moderators total, we have another moderator on, there's 75 people in there. So all the trades, we send all our trades via text message. Oh, sorry, no, not text message, Telegram, push notification, and email. And that's kind of what we've been working on, basically combining the scanners with a historical data set that, can basically tell me if those trades are good before in the past. Just because a trading strategy was profitable before in the past doesn't mean it's going to be profitable now. So that's the main thing we're working on. And we run, I have 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. I run 13 different scanners with, historical data results.
So how does it help someone else? If you're running scanners and somebody wants to sign up with you or in your trading room, how do you make their lives a little bit easier then? Listen, a lot of people here can't know how to run 13 scanners and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like,
so we have different alert services. Our main product and our best product is the live trading room. And I will give out Alpha Shark official signals in the trading room. So I'll talk about other signals. In this, we're doing a special for you. We had to create a custom code for you guys to join the trading room for a month for only $49. So we do have a code for that. But the trading room, you get access to me I run the trading room for an hour and a half, 4 days a week. And I do opening bell 9:30 to 11. The room is open all day long. We have other moderators in there. And then basically I'll just kind of talk about it. I'll be like, hey, this hood signal hit the scanner. This actually one has gone up from 35 cents to 56 cents. I actually got a high of 69. So that actually went up 100% profit. So I'll say, hey, Moonshot Scanner, there's a buyer of hood this week, 18 calls for 35 cents. I'll put that into the back tester. So I think that one was like a 6 out of 10. So the step process is really easy. I lay out the trades. Most of our trades are long calls. Some of them are puts. So most of the trades you can get in for less than $100. And, obviously I'm not registered. You're on the hook to do what you want with your money. But I'll just come in here and then I'll be like, hey, we have a signal on Moonshot Scanner. Someone bought this week 18 calls for 35 cents. On the scanner and the back tester, it's 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 is like, give it like a B. If you think the market's going to rally, you can get into this trade. And these options have almost doubled in value. So like I said, you can choose what you want to do that. But, the big product that we have and our most popular product is the live trading room.
Let me know, scan Lockheed Martin, LMT, because I own that. What's your thoughts on that?
On a chart?
No, even like on your scanner, though. On your scanner, how's your scanner look? Oh, that one.
So let me bring this up here. So there's 8,700 publicly traded companies and then 4,100 with options in them. So the activity today in Lockheed, so the 52-week high, stock touched 52-week high today. There's been nothing today.
Nothing.
200 a lot is 0. Every single one of our scanners there's volume, there's open interest, volume of how many contracts traded today, open interest or how many is 64 today. We don't touch anything that's not minimum of 1,000 and volume greater than open interest. But we can look at the last 10 days and look at the biggest trades in 10 days and see if there's anything there. This was a call spread. So it looks like they bought 2,000 of the SEP 545, 555 call spreads. Call spreads can be against a stock position. So we really focus on, unusual option activity, those bets that are the most speculative because most trades are hedging against other positions. And that's what the scanners do and the signals that I give in the trading room.
See, and that's what I want to point out, because listen, I get a lot of views on my social media, and people always ask me, like, whenever I talk about the fabulous sevens, but you're not. This is obviously not working more. It would be more beneficial on a fabulous seven. It'd be more on a speculative stock. Is that right?
It does hit the scanner a little bit. It's actually funny. We have one scanner. It's called Super Option Scanner, so it looks for $1 million bets in the derivative space. And in Tesla, the results are so bad. I'm always short Tesla. And we had a trade that was 100% winner last week for one of our services, because whenever Tesla hits, I literally take the opposite side of the trade. Like on this one scanner, so this one's $1 million bet or more on one derivative name. There's no signals today. These will pick up your AMDs, your Apples, your Amazons, and Tesla's literally a 0 out of 232. And then
that bad.
Yeah. So I just take the other side of it. Like last week, we sold the 232.5, 235 call spread. It was 100% winner. Like we've had so many good trades on Tesla getting shorted. And literally, if it hit right now, it gets shorted right now too, but it hasn't hit. So I just wait for the signals, and then I combine that with the historical data. I mean, it says this trade doesn't work. I don't know who the person buying these $1 million of bets of Tesla calls, and if they're shorting stock against it, or there's losing a lot of money, but like it doesn't work. So if Tesla hits today, I'll get short Tesla.
Yeah, I went long Tesla. I saw a lot of orders that were bidding up back in June, and I didn't buy Tesla. I bought TSLL. I bought the ETF one, and I paid what did I pay for it? I think it was like $8 I paid, and I sold at 14, and then went to like 18, but then it came right back down. But you could see it. But then once it hit that 260 mark, it came back down. But you have Brian Wilson on YouTube right now is asking, how about the Mara?
How about the what?
MARA.
Yeah. So I mean, the way that I can so we always have to line up the scanner with sorry, let me bring it up. The scanner with the stock symbol. So Mara could be good on one of our scanners, but not good on another. And I know Mara is great on Option Hacker. So if Mara ever hits Option Hacker, I think it's a 10 out of 10 because I've traded before. Yeah. So it's a 10 out of 10. So I know in my head, if Mara ever hits this scanner called Option Hacker, I'm taking it 100% of the time. And I just have to figure out how much I want to risk on it. So this is like, and I know Riot does really well on it, but it has
side by side. Spark, one. Yeah, that one. They'll pretty much trade the same.
Yeah. So this, you can see here.
Because Mara's doing pretty well today. It hasn't backed off. I know you're getting a little bit.
So Riot's an 8 out of 10, and then Mara's a 10 out of 10. But it hasn't
right now.
No, it hasn't hit though. So
okay,
I don't do anything random in life. Okay, everything is disciplined, calculated. My schedule's really tight. Like if Mara hits Option Hacker, I will take it 100% of the time. But I don't just randomly buy or sell options or stock. I let the biggest, like I always say all the time, if Carl Icahn does not know Andrew Keene at all, hypothetically speaking, if he was to text me, he's like, hey, I'm going to put a big position on Mara. Do you want in for some of it? I'm like, you're Carl Icahn. Yeah, I'm in for a couple grand. Like he's making a $5 million bet. I can make a $500 bet. So like 8,100 publicly traded companies, like 8,700 publicly traded, 4,200 of them with options. Option Hacker's gotten 2 signals today. So I wait for the signals. I put in the historical data tester, and that's it. But I don't randomly do anything on my trading. Like it should be, like as you say, should be very emotionless. You should have rules. You should have discipline of when to take off losers, when to let the winners run, and that's it.
Brian again on YouTube's asking, do you ever options trade with the spies and the Qs?
I actually did put an SPY position on today. That wasn't based on unusual option activity. I thought the market was going to go lower today. So I did like a butterfly of like $100 of risk, and I gave it to the trading room, and we'll see if it works out. So I do trade them. It's not really my forte. Like my forte is reading order flow. Like give me pocket aces in any game of poker, and then they can have any other 2 cards and let me try to win in the end. So I don't randomly do anything. I'm not a CMT. I'm not a chartered market technician. I found my niche. Fausto, you have your niche of like what you're really good at, and that's what I focus on.
Yeah, but listen, that's the reason why we have a lot in common, though, because you're a floor trader and I was a market maker, and right, we just follow order flow, and that's what I kind of preach more than anything. It's not what we think; it's what Wall Street thinks. Everybody kind of works off Main Street, and that's where they get themselves in trouble. You just need to follow a lot of the order flow, like you said, Carl Icahn. I mean, like, why would you bet against him? You know what I mean? Like, it's the dumbest thing in the world. But are they wrong sometimes? Of course they are. But they're big boys. They know how to deal with it. But they analyze their trades a little bit better before they make that investment. But you just got to follow the order flow. We're just the ants. I tell everyone, we're just trying to get the crumbs on the floor.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're making $1 million bet. I'm literally putting on a $200 bet.
Yeah. It's funny. I did a big video on when we had the big run up with GameStop, and I just saw the movie. Did you ever watch the movie GameStop?
Yeah, great.
Yeah. So my kids always told me, we got to watch the movie, Dad, because all of a sudden I'm like, I saw its order flow, and Roy Kitty started making some noise again and everything else. And it had a nice little rally. And it's funny, I saw it around 17. I got in around 19. I sold at 28, and the damn thing ran to like 65. But like, you know how these things are. I mean, like, you can't predict they're going to go that high. But the problem is that, if you watch the movie, they say, Wall Street always wins. These guys have billions and trillions of dollars. They'll short and short and short and short and short and short and short. And eventually it's going to come down.
And the guy that was on the other side, was it Gabe Plotkin?
Well, I know Steve Cohen, the guy who owns the Mets.
Yeah. And then, so like the guy that Melvin Capital that lost all the money in the GameStop thing, right?
Yeah.
Now, after he lost all his money, he now somehow has so much money because I think he bought the Atlanta Hawks. So like, they don't talk about that side of it. Like, yeah, he blew out his trading firm, but now then he comes back and buys the Hawks. Like, it's true that like Wall Street, like, like you say, I'm fine with being an ant. Like I'm fine with like, I'm fine being like, a small player in a, but that's all I do. Like I read order flow. I've been doing it for 23 years and it works out. I mean, and there's going to be times, you can lose, but overall, we've had subscribers that have been with us for 13 years that have spent a lot of money with us because, they believe in the system that I present to them. And, like we said, don't get taken away by these like little kids on Instagram. I call them all kids nowadays. I'm so old. These little kids on Instagram that are showing their Lamborghini that they rented or their penthouse that they rented. And, or email drip campaigns are another one. Like everybody's going to always show you the winning trades, right? And they'll show you the losing trades. So
yeah. I'm more of a fan showing losing trades because it just basically shows, because we all lose. Those are the ones that really kind of put you out of business. So you got to learn from that. The winners take care of themselves. Well, we're past that. When we were younger, we probably talked about it. You like to flash some of your nice little, your nice gold bracelet sometimes. You have it on with you now.
I don't wear my. I do have a $60,000 watch, but I don't wear it while I trade. No,
of course not. But you know what? Same style that we do too. Like you gotta be in the trading room. So if you like order flow, we'll just copy and paste that. If anybody wants to register, we'll keep that up there and running there. If anybody wants to come into Andrew's trading room, if you're watching this as a recording or you're watching it now, there's the link right there, Option Hacker. And you go.
It should be alphashark.com now.
What's that?
Let me make sure that link is right.
They spelled it right.
I just want to. I think that should be good. Yeah. Hold on a second. Because we have two websites, and I just want to make sure I backed in the Fusion Swap is wrong. Yeah, that's good.
All right. Well, listen. Before we go, a couple of last minute things. I just want to ask you, Andrew. First of all, what are you gonna be doing over the summer now that you're right around the block in Montauk? Why'd you pick Montauk out of all places? Like, there's people all over the world here want to know what's so big about Long Island. Why'd you traveled everywhere, baby? I mean, you I have to keep up with you. You lived in San Diego. You're down in Florida. I think you even lived out in Europe. I think.
Yeah. So
back to New York.
New York, the city's not for me. So I love Montauk because Montauk's actually technically not even the Hamptons. It's too far away.
Yeah, I know that.
It's kind of like they call it like basically the playground of New York City. So like there's 8.5 million people in New York. For me, when I lived there for a year and a half. It's hard and challenging to meet people. There's too many people. And like Montauk is so expensive. It's like the higher.
It was at one point. They just found it because the Hamptons got expensive.
like I said, you go get high noon, it's $19. Like it's a cocktail is gonna be with tip and tax $32. So, but I love it. Like it's small. I've been here all summer, so I can basically get to know all the bartenders, which I'm very good at. And I'll be walking down the street and I'll see like Portnoy. I've seen Portnoy like 3 times. I saw
Yeah.
Liv Shriver's always here. Yeah, so I was in Bulgaria, Romania, Albania before this. And like one of the things about, you know, trading and teaching is I can be anywhere in the world. So, you know, as long as I travel, it all fits in one backpack. I have laptop, 3 monitors, webcam, and microphone, and I can be anywhere in the world. And I'm going to run the trading room, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 more years. Like I'm going to keep running. I thoroughly enjoy it. Like I like trading. I like educating. And that link that we put in there is to get you guys in for the first month for $49. And I had to have my backend Infusionsoft person create that because we don't sell it for that. But, you know, I've known Fausto for a really long time. So we wanted to get you guys in for the best price possible. And, you know, I even tell my subscribers, like, if you have any questions, just email me. And most educators would never do that. But like, I don't know if people are like intimidated or shy. No one emails me. Like, I'm like, if you're a member of my room, like you're like a hierarchy, like you're VIP. If you don't know how to do a put spread, I'll shoot you a video. If you don't know how to do this, I'll do a video. Like no one ever takes advantage of it. So we gave you guys a link to get in for $49. It's optionhacker.com/CTU. I'll be here through Labor Day. And then I haven't planned it yet. I might do New York for like the plan. I think I'm going to do New York for like 10 days, go to Dallas for 2 days, go to Chicago for a week. I'm from Chicago, born and raised. And then I'm probably going to go to Sweden for 2 weeks. And then I might do like Slovenia and Slovakia. But when I'm traveling with my setup, as long as the internet, I can be anywhere in the world. So I will continue to trade. I send out all their alerts personally too. So I just, you know, try to make customers happy. You know, I'm sure you're the same way that like getting a customer is great, but keeping a customer makes me feel a lot better. You know, we've had customers with us, like Evan will do sales calls with me. He's also like one of my best friends, my sales guy. And then I'll like, hey, what's up? He's like, oh, hey, Kate says hi. And they're like, hey, Kate said hi to me. That's so amazing. Like, yeah. So, yeah. So basically run the trading room. I'm in there for an hour and a half, 4 days a week. And we have 2 other moderators run it. In my opinion, it's our best product. It's the most popular product. We give out signals in there. And if I was you, try it for a month.
Yeah, what do you got to lose?
As long as you want, you can come as short as you want. It's $49. If you can't afford $49, you probably shouldn't be trading.
You shouldn't be trading. That's what I tell everyone all the time. And I always tell everybody, you should try a little bit of everybody's product. Some very inexpensive, because that's the way you're going to learn. Now, eventually down the road, you know, people ask, well, what happens after 30 days? Don't worry about 30 days. Worry about today. Worry about what we got to learn.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Like I've said that on a lot of webinars, is like try other products. Like, you know, like if you day trade and you trade stocks, I have more swing trade and I trade options. So like if you come and you don't like me, like Fausto, you know, if they don't like Fausto, maybe like me, maybe like us both. I don't know. Yeah. But you have to trade. You have to try a lot of different products in there to figure out what works for you and what's your trading style. Like, you know, we send out, you know, one of our services, we send out 1 trade a week. People are like, I want more trades. We're like, well, we have another service for that. But, you know, like try it out for a month. It's $49. It's the lowest price we've ever offered it. We usually on our website, I think it's $3.99 a month. So try it out, ask questions. You can email me personally and go from there.
Yeah. All right. All right. Any last minute advice before we let you go, Andrew?
How about this one? We'll play it. We'll put up Fausto on the hot seat.
Uh-oh.
How about this? The end of the month and the end of the year. Okay. Well, we'll do 3 of them too. End of the month and end of the year. Where's the S&P going to close at the end of the month and end of the year?
Where's the S&P going to close at the end of the month?
5240 right now.
I mean, I think we have to probably test 5,000 on the S&P to kind of find.
You think we test the open of the year 4818?
Probably.
Where do we close?
I think we're probably there, but because we're in an election year, I don't think we're probably going to go anywhere crazy. So I think we'll probably hover here right around 5,000 to 5,300. What do you think?
I think we need to go lower first. I think we need to go at least another 100 to 150 points in the S&P. I don't know if we test the open of the year. I think I had a prediction of like 5450 on the close for the year. This is like a couple months ago.
So that's why
basically we will get. I don't talk politics, but mathematically Trump is a favorite. And I think that will be good for the stock market, as opposed to Camila.
Don't take it personal, everyone. Don't take it personal. No, people take just don't take it personal. Listen, it's two ideologies, as in like politics. People think like, oh, you want to listen. It's what it is. What it is. You just want to kind of like just trade the market, what someone's going to do versus. Listen, if it's EV stocks, one person goes one side. If it's oil,
yeah. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, historically, Democrats are better for the stock market. If you just pulled up the Democratic presidents versus the Republicans, but we all know Trump's, very anti-regulation, so that would be in theory good for crypto. You got to think about those things, and mathematically, he is a 2-to-1 favorite. I mean, I watch the betting odds. I don't care about polls. I don't give about any of that. All I care about is what the betting odds, and that's where big money is. So I kind of watch that, and historically, when we have a strong first half of the year, we have a strong second half of the year. Historically, when we're in the fourth year of an election cycle, we have a strong year. So I do think more downside and then we reverse. And this is another game I played with Evan. You can play with it as you want it. The bet goes to March Madness. Okay, you can pick one stock. I bet him $500. And it can't be a penny stock. It's like a real company.
Yeah.
And I bet he took one stock. I took one stock. What will be the best performing stock from here until March Madness?
Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah. He took Sphere, and I took Pinterest.
I mean, it's expensive. It's expensive, but I do.
You're on recording, so we have this recording.
Yeah, no, it's expensive, but I like Lucky Martin because the war that's going on right now. That if it does happen, it should probably still go higher. I was a big fan. I did sell it, Eli Lilly, because of weight loss drug. So everybody was on top of that, but I got out of it. So thank God I got out of that. I would probably say
you get one stock. I have Pinterest.
You got Pinterest.
Just because here's the thing,
percentage-wise, or are you talking about
percentage-wise? But percentage-wise. That's why you can't pick pennies.
I would probably say, damn,
you one stock.
Damn,
you're on recording.
No, I know. Personally, I love stocks that get destroyed and come back. I might be on the hook on this, but I'd probably say CrowdStrike.
All right. I don't hate it.
CrowdStrike's down about 200 points. Everybody owns it. It's hitting a major support level around 200. I'd probably say CrowdStrike, percentage-wise, it could probably go back to like maybe 300 if they figure this out.
You got. I'm not a big CMT, but the RSI is 17.
Where's Pinterest right now? Was it PIN? Was it PIN?
$bucks. It is. So RSI is between 0 and 100. I'm not a big technical guy, but the RSI in Pinterest is a 9. And Elliott Management, who's very smart money, has a big position in it. So that's the only reason I like Pinterest.
Was it what's the symbol again? PIN. What is it?
PINS.
PINS. That's right. PINS. Yeah, PIN. It got crushed too. It's got a lot of support level here. It's around 25-ish. It's almost there. I mean, I was a big fan of Pinterest too. That just got clobbered.
Yeah.
Got clobbered.
I was hoping to buy some today. It got down to I think 27 or something.
Yeah, no, it looks like a good buy. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll definitely get you back on before the end of the year. And we're going to definitely play.
We got you on CrowdStrike. So
we got this day. We'll see how it goes. Well, Andrew, listen, thanks for being here. Everyone, this will be recorded. And we will pass it on all social media. We'll have the shorts, we'll have the highlights, and we'll also have the long version of it. And then we have the link there for everybody who wants to benefit and try to get into that trading room. You should try it. Like I said, I know, Andrew, for anyone that's more than 10 years, obviously they're doing something right. So go out there and do it. And Andrew, hopefully we get to meet up before the summer. I'm going to be going to Greece I'm leaving for 2 weeks. So when I get back, hopefully we could probably meet up after that.
Just give me a text.
All right.
All right. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for listening.